Welcome to another episode of the Middle Ground with JLE. It's been a minute. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, by me, JLE, from the JLE Experience album. Great album. Out of 15 songs, 14 so far has had a star by it on Apple Music. Get a chance, go get it on all streaming platforms. Good positive music to listen to. It's been a minute. Been dealing with stuff. But I'm getting back to my grind. Get the people what they want. Here to talk to you about the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. And man, incredible is all I can call it. So much better than the movie they dropped in 2017. Now here's the backdrop. Unfortunately, his daughter committed suicide. Still keep his family in prayer. So he had to step away. While he stepped away, they brought in Joss Whedon, who directed the first two Avengers that made over $1 billion. And Warner Brothers execs decided to change the whole complexity of his movie. Because his was more tailored to the diehard fans, being a little darker in the story he was telling. So they had him brighten it up. Now, what I didn't know is that I came across a video on YouTube where a guy explained that they gutted 80% of his original vision. Because all the actors were saying, y'all need to see his version. And mostly, if I'm not mistaken, all the actors kept saying the same thing with excitement. Like, man, if y'all need to see Zack Snyder version that we was working on. His vision was dope. So that created the Snyder Cut, the hashtag where it released his version. At first, Warner Brothers was like, man, kick rocks, we ain't trying to do that. But it just kept gaining on all social media platforms, because then he started coming out giving tidbits of what the movie would have been. Then HBO Max streaming service came out and they finally caved, gave him about $20 million, said go make your movie. And man, he went hard in the paint. I mean, he incorporated the Injustice comic book storyline, the death in the family, with the second Robin, Jason Todd, dying. It was so mean. The Superman, the death of Superman, Superman coming back. And when you sat and watched it, and he had Lord Darkseid. I mean, I guess that's their version of Thanos, but the Justice League cannot be fighting a global threat if they're not fighting Darkseid. Because the original movie had you think Steppenwolf was Debo, just big bad dude coming to wipe out a planet. And he's a general. So if you're a diehard Justice League fan like myself, I like DC and Marvel. One of my homeboys, he just straight Marvel for life. But I like them both. And when I saw it, I'm like, dude, where's Darkseid? Where's Granny Goodness? Where's the side? Where's the planet Apocalypse? Where the parademons? What is this crap? I stomach it because I'm like, well, at least they did make the movie. You know, like, okay. I could deal with it. They made the movie. But then you kept hearing what the original was supposed to be. I'm like, he had Darkseid in it? He had this, he had that. I'm like, oh, man. Y'all playing. I need to see his version. And when I first watched it, I was in like awe. Like, this would have made $1 billion or more if you put this in the theater. I mean, sad to say it, when you start making comic book movies, executives need to stop thinking about their projections and bottom line and think of pre-coronavirus. The Super Bowl of all Comic-Cons was in San Diego. I want to check it out. Everybody and their mama go to that thing every year. This is who you make these movies for. You had this one cat, he went to see, Infinity War 40 times? He kept posting on Twitter about it. That's why you make the movie, for the fan base. Everybody gonna jump on the fad, because I knew people coming up, you watch them comic book movies, oh, you a nerd, blah, blah, all that garbage. And them the same people, when Spider-Man was popping, X-Men started coming out, who's this character, Jeff? Who's that? People jump on the trend. But the diehards who love reading it and watching the cartoons or every iteration of it, they down for it. And everybody that's been talking about, like, this is what should have got put out here. Now, to make it even more crazy, he explained to the people what Justice League 2 and 3 would have been. Now, we saw from the original, it was a nightmare scenario where Superman went evil. Part 2 was going to deal more with that nightmare scenario of what that world looked like. And them trying to get Flash to go back in time and fix it. Okay, that's dope. But then part 3 is even better. While they dealing with everything and trying to reset time, the Green Lantern Corps, every last member was going to come through to help kick Darkseid off the planet. I'm like, dog, this would have been a dope ass movie. Why did you want to not let his visions be created? Like the whole Green Lantern Corps, all of them fighting against Darkseid and his parademons, that would have been sweet. I don't get what you're doing. It makes no sense. If you're going to make comic book movies, just cut the check and get out the way. Because I want to see his 2 movies now. I'm like, this ain't enough. I don't want to see nobody y'all put in the seat to direct another Justice League. Gone. Y'all screwed up the first one. Let Snyder do it. Then it kind of sets up the movie universe even better. Dog, man. You gotta check it out if you ain't seen it. I don't want to get no spoilers away, but a lot of dope characters in that movie. And it's set up for stuff to come. They already talking they're gonna do the Green Lantern Corps movie still, so you could have had a bonus scene of whatever the situation in that movie was. They get a call, Darkseid on Earth, we gotta go help out. And you like, all right, I'm waiting on Justice League 3. You didn't get that moment. Because Marvel movies kind of set up everything leading up to them fighting Thanos and Infinity Stones. And you see the bonus scene, you like, oh man, I gotta see the next Marvel movie. He was gonna do the same thing similar. And like, finally. Because I like the Superman, Batman movies, but this dude brought it. He made them for grown-ups. It wasn't a little cute little red, white, and blue type stuff, real cheesy. He was Thug Dizzle with it. And he just dropped the Justice in Gray, where it's a black and white version on HBO Max. That looks sweet. I watched some of it. So now I'm like, man. And I had to ponder, like, what do I want to say about this? Because, like, it was 4 hours, but man, the character development, the stories, it made way more better sense than that quick little hour or something or 2, and it was done. I mean, it made the purpose of, okay, Superman dying is a big problem because he's that powerful. And you really understand it by, oh, he ain't here. All right, well, let's do something. And Darkseid looks sweet. So I'm like, let that man finish. You gotta let him finish. To let him not finish his whole vision would be just, I like Aquaman because they come with a part 2. Shazam was cool. Black Adam like that might be nice, but if Warner Brothers X try to come out, oh, we're gonna do another collaborative movie with all the members, I don't want to watch it. Zack Snyder ain't doing it, kick rocks. It's gonna be some crap. It's gonna be cookie cutter. It ain't gonna be what it should be. That was a superhero movie worth watching. And I do think it could have at least made a billion, at least $1.2 billion. Because Avengers made 1.5. It could at least got 1.2, or it could have tied it if his version got put in the theaters. I'm like, dude, come on. I mean, we're still dealing with the pandemic, so a lot of their movies are coming out in theaters and HBO, which is kind of cool because I ain't that comfortable yet going to the theater. I'm not gonna lie. I can watch it at the crib. But that's not a bad option. People still gonna go to theaters. But if I stay at the crib, you still charging. You know, I just saw they're gonna put Black Widow on Disney Plus when it released in the theater July 9th. It's basically $30 to watch it. You pay about that to go see a movie. So I'm good with that. At some point, the pandemic will end. You know, they got a vaccine out here. Do your research on it. But we're starting to have options to try to fight against it. Still wear your mask, wash your hands, look out for your fellow man. But in this new world that's developing, we're going to start seeing a different way to do business, different way to watch movies, different way to work. Remote work now could have been here, but now it's here. Might not be going nowhere. And it's just like, wow. It was cool to watch that 4-hour movie. Like, wow, this dude vision. I see why the actors was like, man, y'all need to see what we originally were doing. I get it now. That was a movie to be proud of the story he was trying to tell with the characters. And so I hope they let him go and let him throw the bread over there and let the man do the thing. Because his Green Lanterns might be real dope. And his presentation of them. What that whole nightmare scenario looked like for part 2. And why they all got to work together to get Flash so he can go back. What do they need? Why he can't just run and jump back in time? What happened where he can't just jump back in time and warn them what's to come? It's a great story. I saw a new Mortal Kombat trailer a while ago. That looked dope. You got King Kong vs. Godzilla. Man, that should be sweet. So it's some good stuff coming out still. WandaVision was cool. That sets up phase 4 for Marvel. The Falcon and Winter Soldier is picking up. I like what I'm seeing so far. I'm not sure how many episodes they're going to have, but the storyline it's in line of the Winter Soldier movie, the pace and all that. And it's cool. I mean, I hope we get about 10 episodes because Bucky and the Falcon, they work well together. And it's like, man, everything's slowly starting to come back. I mean, we got always gonna have issues in the world, border stuff. President Biden dealing with a lot of kids coming over here without parents. Give them time to figure it out. Something that is shocking, I've noticed in reading, trying to keep up with world events, a lot of Republican state levels lawmakers are bringing back Jim Crow. I mean, Trump lost, a lot of people voted, and I guess now they want to suppress the vote so that won't happen again. And that is so crazy. I mean, Trump was always a Democrat before he jumped over to the Republican Party, and he just clearly took it over. And I look at them like, ain't none of y'all playing chess. Y'all need to get y'all party back. I mean, if y'all don't believe in some of the stuff he said that's divisive, why ain't y'all speaking on it? Why y'all going along? Because if Democrats smart, every time they do something, cue it up for a political ad for the midterms and then the elections in, 24? The attack ads are writing themselves. I just saw a tornado season is here early. Alabama got hit hard a little bit. Been praying for them, so I got family down there. There's been a lot going on in the world since I've last recorded a pod. But the biggest thing that I really saw was I got the HBO Max for Just League. So it was worth getting that. Now I'm waiting to see what else comes out. Oh, I have came across a versus that's coming up. The Isley Brothers against Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm not really sure who would win. I know here in Michigan, on a radio station, they might do on a Saturday what 92.3 FM used to do. Let's say Michael Jackson versus Prince. You'll play their biggest hits, and people will call in and say who won. But I've yet to really see or hear that people call in to vote who won. So to me, it's more of until you can open up arenas and concert venues to have concert. Two great talent acts are having a concert. That's a win for music lovers just in general. Because Earth, Wind & Fire got a lot of mega hits. I's been around for decades. It's going to be some good music played. Because it's still slowly getting people to be able to go back into venues. But music, they really took a hit. You can't have a concert unless you're doing it from home. But you have some states that are open, so I've yet to hear about a lot of concerts start happening in those states. Like I know Florida is pretty much open. So WrestleMania gonna be there. The Super Bowl was there. So I know Texas open too. I think where the Final Four is, they're open. So in Indianapolis, so it might be for the time Georgia's open. I know people that go there to go hang out since they're open. So it might be starting to show that because the states that are fully open, I'm looking to see where you start hearing about concerts happening. You still got to be mindful, still a pandemic. You know. And people still getting sick, unfortunately. Or they're asymptomatic and spreading it. And it's still crazy. It's a year into it now. I remember at my job, they shut down last year, right around spring break. So now, a year later, stuff is somewhat open, but it ain't the same. I don't think you're ever going to be talking to somebody and you right up in their face if you don't work talking. You're going to be 6 feet, please. 6 feet. And you know, that's the thing now. 6 feet. But it's passing through. I mean, our state cases are somewhat upticking upwards, but you can't keep stuff closed forever. I mean, if you open up some stuff, you gotta open it all up. Because restaurants and bars, it ain't fair for them to lose out on trying to make a living if you have other people open, like casinos or whatever, anything else. Everybody need to be able to make money. Provide for their families. I mean, you still be safe. Wear your gloves. Well, I ain't seen too many people wearing gloves, but wash your hands. Wear your mask. Do your research. You feel. Go get the vaccine. Go do what you do. I finally got back in studio, working on the second album. That was awesome. First time I actually got behind the board and he let me do it. Normally I might record something, but the internet wasn't working right, so stuff I recorded on my phone, he couldn't just upload it to the Pro Tools and we just started layering the music. So it was literally, I had to come up with a piano melody on the fly. And man, that was awesome. And just kept adding different instruments to it to where the music for this new song, You Will Not Break Me, sounds awesome. I written chorus and some lyrics, but I might tweak the lyrics when I go back studio this week. So I'm just trying to get back to podcast once a week. I'm trying this Anchor app that I've seen my boy mom, she does, I guess a ministry podcast she does, or radio show. And I started looking up on it that they put on different platforms. Like, okay, let's give it a try, see what it do. So far, not bad. And I guess I can add music to it, so I'm going to try that out. So this is like the first test run on doing it on here. And so far, it's not bad. I mean, I don't mind doing a video where you see me, but I don't mind just doing the talking. That's cool too. And I've been thinking about, I have a sports podcast, if I might want to just blend them both into one. I'm still thinking about that. And I'm figured out soon if I might rebrand the Middle Ground with JLE to my sports podcast, the JLE Lounge, and just one stop for music, sports, politics, entertainment, whatever. I try to keep my ear to what's going on in the world. Because I know people need to be entertained and get some content. And man, the music, podcast, and some cool stuff. Really get your thoughts out, your opinions. Do a little research, have some facts if you're trying to talk about something real serious. I mean, I'm going to get more people on here. See how I do that. Because I got to have a DC versus Marvel debate. Me and my brothers and friends, we read comics. I think that'd be a dope conversation. I mean, I can't have my one homeboy, this dude, he just Marvel for life, so it ain't really a debate with him because DC does nothing right in his eyes. And I just shake my head like they do some stuff right. You know. And it's good, man. You know, I hope everybody staying safe. The family's good. Finding some me time. Checking on your mental health. Because a lot of this stuff has been a lot for the brain cells. Class of 21. I feel you. I thought they probably would have been walking across stage. Maybe some states, but it do suck. I couldn't walk across stage last year, but I did graduate, and I'm thankful. So I guess maybe next year we might be back to normal. I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, I really hope, because another year, wow, that'd be a lot. Because I want to go to Comic-Con San Diego. I used to look at it like, they doing too much, but like, you know what? I want to see what that's about, because they're having a lot of fun. That'd be one of the biggest things I do once everything's open up. Check out Comic-Con. I mean, I'm working on some stuff myself where I want to create a universe with the stuff I'm writing that other people like, man, I like the characters you created. You know, just keep content coming out. You know, I got a vision that eventually I'm going to get a show on Netflix. Cartoon. And maybe one live action. But in time, That's going to happen. That's coming to pass. Just podcasting, keep doing it. Find ways to get better at it. Like my music, constantly keep everything I encounter in life and situations add to ideas to make a song. And I think a lot of creatives and musicians probably can understand that good, bad, or indifferent, anything you see or come across, my melody might come to you while you in it. I know that happens for me. I get a melody like, ooh, I need to write this down. So, first time getting back after it. It's been a minute. Man,